So hey everyone, I'm back, and in today's video I'm going to talk about your brain's ability to predict the future. So as we all know, you are constantly getting sensory input from your touch sensors, predominantly your visual sensors, your auditory sensors, etc. But it is not the case that you only react to the input you receive from the external world. It is something else. There is a topic in cognitive science known as predictive coding, which studies how your brain predicts the future. So, the main takeaway is your brain just doesn't react to the input you receive, it actively predicts, anticipate what is going to come. And this is the key to optical illusions, psychological phenomena like deja vu, where you think you are somewhere, you have been to a certain place before, but you don't know how you can search it up. Deja vu, DEJAVU. So your brain, think of your brain like a prediction machine. It is constantly looking for patterns and predicting things, and sometimes it link finds a wrong relationship between things, which was a topic of another video I discussed, like the illusory truth. No, uh, I actually had to make a video on this, the illusory correlation effect, which basically means, but I didn't, maybe later on. So the uh, illusory, it's hard to remember these names. Okay, the illusory correlation effect means that we think there is a relationship between two things, even though there is no relationship, because our brain is constantly trying to find relationships and patterns so it can make it easy to digest the information. So there might be no relationship between two things, but we still might think there is a relationship. So it is important to critically think about our cause and effect thoughts, that what we think is causing an effect, is that thing actually causing an effect, or is it something else? So this is where critical thinking becomes even more critical. Okay, so your brain has higher level processing and lower level processing. And by lower level processing, I refer to sense the sensors of the brain that receive sensory input from vision, from hearing, from taste, from touch, from smell. And when that information goes into higher brain functions, that is where your cortex, basically, for example, the most important part is your prefrontal cortex, ALPFC, I guess, and putamen, etc. So when these higher level functions receive the sensory input, they analyze it and predict what the next outcome will be. For example, if I throw a ball, before I throw a ball, my brain anticipates where that ball would go. I could visually see that ball. Do you get it? So sensory input goes from lower brain areas to higher brain areas, and if the prediction made by the higher brain areas is not correct, then it goes back to the lower brain areas and it gets no. And if the sorry, I have to phrase it. Okay, so if the information predicted by the higher brain areas is not correct according to the external world, then the lower brain areas, those receive sensory input, will send signal to the higher brain areas, and then it will update its prediction, aka learning from mistakes. So we are constantly predicting things, and if something goes against the prediction our brain made, then our brain updates itself and learns from the mistake it made. For example, if I throw a ball and I thought it would go out really far from the force I'm throwing, but it doesn't go nearly as far, then I know that I made a mistake. I need to throw the ball much harder so it can reach the desired distance. So this is a really fun phenomenon, a really interesting and really uh, curiosity piquing phenomena, that how your brain works and how your brain is constantly predicting things. So, and it is also, I don't think it is good to isolate brain areas, because the brain is highly connected. Of course there are some isolated areas, but don't think of your brain like prefrontal cortex, temporal lobe, visual cortex, etc. Because there is a lot of interconnectedness between the brain areas. So I guess this is enough for today. See you in the next video.